a Rio de Janeiro-based provider of life insurance, pensions, and capitalization products across Brazil. Icatu's distribution model is key to understanding José's contribution, as it is based on integrations with partners. Icatu had enjoyed 28 years of growth through distribution partners with brokers, banks, retail stores, and other entities that were integrated with the insurer through a legacy technology environment that exchanged data through FTP. The insurer's leadership called on business veteran José Loureiro to lead a digital transformation based on a new architecture model based on APIs. José, welcome and congratulations.
Thank you, Anthony. I'm very honored to have received this recognition, which I share with my entire Icatu Seguros team.
Well, it's an honor for us to have you here today, and it's a pleasure personally for me to be talking with you again. I'd just like to say to our attendees that they're free to ask questions using the Q&A function of the chat application, which is found to the right of the screen. So please ask questions whenever you like, and we'll have a little Q&A section at the end of our conversation. So, José, tell us a little more about Icatu's distribution model and its place in the Brazilian market.
Yeah, Icatu is the leader company in the life insurance, capitalization, and pension funds insurance market. As you said, we have in history 28 years of growth based in these partnerships and some strategic acquisitions. Over these years, we built a solid ecosystem that was improved the experience of our customers, brokers, partners, and distributors. It's still a winning model of sales here. Then this partner uses their distribution network, bank branch, point of sales to reach the customer and sells Icatu products.
Okay, so you joined Icatu in 2007 as head of internal audit and went on to hold other important managerial positions that gave you a broad understanding of the company. So tell us how your experience was a factor in your being chosen to lead the digital transformation. I don't imagine that there were many people in the company who had as much experience as you in so many areas. So tell us a little bit about the areas that you worked in and how they prepared you for the transformation task.
Okay. Yes, I'm not a typical CIO. I'm not from technology. I have 29 years of professional experience and about 26 in the insurance area. As you said, I started at internal audit. After I was in charge of the governance, compliance, controls, ombudsman. After this, operations and technologies, and then technologies and projects. Prior Icatu, I work in finance and control areas in other big insurance companies as AIG and Nationwide. And I used all this business experience to help the technology team see themselves as an important part of the business. Is the impact in business that drives the technology in Icatu. We do not buy technology only by technical reasons. We buy technology by the impact that it will be in the business, by the alignment of this technology with our market goals. We transform technology team in a business team too. I used to say that we are all salesmen in Icatu.
Very good. Would you say that in the past, the IT organization saw itself more as a delivery organization and not so implicated in the strategy of the company?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and so what did you have to inculcate? What did you have to teach the members of the IT organization about their identity within the organization, the kind of culture they had to internalize in order to be salesmen of Icatu, as it were, and to better understand their strategic role within the company?
Yes. What I teach them is how to see the impact in the business. The developers, the analyst team, the infrastructure teams, the security team, how their work impact in the Icatu strategies and results. And put this into their DNA. Simple as that.
And did this also involve a much greater interaction between business executives and other business professionals and technology executives and other technology professionals?
Much more, much more. We nowadays we do meetings, specific meeting, business meeting between IT and the business areas, products and sales every week to discuss the projects and discuss the new vision of the sales team bring us, the market experience and how our customers was answering our initiatives, and this is very good way to change impressions and change knowledge.
Very good. Now, tell us a little bit about how the FTP-based system worked and why it was important to replace that with an API-based system. I can see a rough analogy between the two systems. They would work in very roughly similar ways, but the time had come to have an API-based system. So tell us about how the original one worked and why you had to replace that legacy approach.
Okay. The integration between Icatu and partners was always done through file transfer protocols. We have a lot of files changed every day with these partners. And we are very good on it. The ecosystem of these partners has changed a lot. The bank, for example, in the last few years, becoming more and more digital. And the new companies, the startups in this market, were already working with new technologies and new integration models and don't work with file transfer protocols anymore.
I just want to interject on that because I think it's very interesting that the Brazilian market would start to see these startups or these insurtech distributors, and it's kind of obvious that they wouldn't set out to work with FTP, right? How important are they now, and how important do you think they will be to the future of the market in the products that you sell?
They are very important to the growth of the market because they are the experience of these startups is what our customers want. Okay, is as good as Airbnb, as smart companies and Google and tech companies in general. Then we need this kind of way to do business for growth in the new opportunities in the market. So how can we possibly be in this digital market with old technology? It's not possible. Either we down that path or we get the risk of being left out of the market. It's much better if you can anticipate this dilemma when you are still a profitable and growing company, and Icatu is, and we did it. But it's much harder because no one in the business would like to change because the business is profitable. They do not saw this danger future coming. We had to show them. Okay?
So this is a very interesting aspect. You know, there's a saying in English: "If it ain't broke, don't fix it." Right. So you had to convince the business that they could do better business. That the way they were doing things might have been adequate, but it wasn't optimal, and that they had to adopt new technology, new methodologies, new ways of thinking about how to reach the market. So I understand you have an interesting story about what it took to persuade the leadership, and it involves attendance at the InsurTech Connect show.
Yeah, I have. It's simple. The situation was simple, but it made a great difference in our plan. Our entire transformation plan was based on first in web services and then APIs and cloud, but mainly APIs. It was not a common technology in the insurance market in Brazil that time. So there was a great resistance from some of the executives. It was more fear of the unknown than resistance. So at 2017, we're still in the middle of the project, still as a pilot, and we are trying to escalate it. Then the opportunity to go with part of the board and shareholders to InsurTech Connect in Las Vegas arise. It was 3 days where they heard a lot about APIs. APIs everywhere. Any successful case present highlighted the importance of APIs. So in the end, we left there with the full support of our shareholders and executives, who now understood that we need to speed up the project. From this point on, the barriers were entirely broken. You must have support from the C-level and the shareholder for such a transformation, and we had this.
Well, that's great. It made advocates of them. They were converted to the religion of API. So you had mentioned that you had first gone in the direction of web services, which is logical, but you found that the API was really the wave of the future and a much more an easier way for new partners to connect.
Yeah, because API, this architecture allows developers and architects to mitigate any dependence that back end and front end of the application have, or may be imposed on the other. Each side continues with its essence when you apply API, and there is no need to have the same technology and tools in back end and front end. We can scale everything by simply plugins in service instead of having to modify the system or the app itself. Then for us is better. We can also have different teams work on the front and back end of the application separately. It enables teams to be more flexible and agile when developing the application. And we can offer our products in the form of APIs that these APIs can be priced with subscription plans. But for me, the main reason to use this APIs driven architectures that allows developers to focus on the business logic. Business come first. For me is the main reason.
Well, tell me a little bit about your leadership style and how you got your technology team to start thinking business first. I know we've discussed this a little bit in general terms, but I'd like to just kind of put my finger on Jose as the leader of this transformation.
Okay, it's simple too. I'm very close to my teams. At Catu, we do not get stuck behind organizational charts and positions. Okay, I try to give the teams the best we have. We share the proposal with them and try to support the journey. I am on the job when necessary, but most of the time I take care of people. I take care in providing the right tools to remove barriers. But I'm always on the front line to face the criticism and the opposition. I protect the team as a team. Feedback always, and total transparency with the team. It makes all the difference.
And would you say that the character of the team has changed a great deal? That they have a different morale than they had before, a different esprit de corps?
Yeah, a lot. Because for me, success in the digital age is all about agility and adaptability. The competitive advantage, the customer attention and results depend on the way we accelerate the flows and the ability to answer the market needs. Then at the time of the project, we realized that we need to improve our capacity in agile and in new technology. What we did, we hired new professionals who add knowledge of new technology and practice, and joined into a group of professionals from the IT team who know deeply about our business model. The synergy generated was fantastic. The groups exchanged so much knowledge and DNA to each other that now we are no longer able to differentiate them. Everyone applies new technology very well, and everyone knows a lot about insurance operations. I think that culture can have a positive or a negative influence. It depends on the focus that it's given on the initiative. The important thing to keep in mind is that the changing culture cannot be ignored in any project, especially in initiatives that have such impact on the organization as this digital transformation.
Would it be fair to say that the adoption of this new technology has brought these business experts closer to technology, but only so far, and it's brought the technology people closer to the business, and that enables everybody to work on a more conceptual level where they're thinking about business ideas and business necessities?
Yeah, perfect. And closer to the business, very close to the business.
Yeah, very, very good. So it's not like they're separate anymore. It's that it's more like they're sitting at the same table and they're having the same conversations.
Yeah.
They have the same concerns.
Multidisciplinary teams and with projects and finance and operations and IT.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk a little bit now about the results of the new architecture. You've talked in general about how it makes it easier to communicate and to connect with developers internally and externally. But what have some of the business results been? How has the company grown? And what has the new architectural model enabled the company to be?
Yeah. After the APIs portal, the investment in technology and innovation was also reflected in some important deliveries. Recently, we launched a new website and the new client area with complete self-serve solutions to our customers that contribute to solving problems and optimizing user time. And for us, it's lower cost and agility. Another differential is the analytics lab applied to the business. Here, more than collecting that data, the company is oriented towards the management and analysis of the insights generated by various tools, including the use of AI, artificial intelligence.
So the analytics lab was something that was instituted as part of the transformation.
Yeah. It comes near after the APIs portal launched in production. Then we focus on to launch the lab, the analytics lab.
Okay, very good. We have some questions to take now. One is that in 2017, it was mostly insurtech companies talking about APIs and platforms, or were your colleagues also talking to other insurers? When you first went to ITC, InsurTech Connect.
Yeah, everyone in InsurTech Connect is talking about APIs, but in Brazil, it's very different. We are so far of this technology. Then we need to go to the InsurTech Connect to heard some news about this new technology that we don't have in Brazil at time.
Yeah, I think the question was whether the discussion about APIs was coming from the insurtechs. It sounds to me that what you're saying is that not only the insurtechs but also the insurance companies were all talking about APIs.
Yeah, insurance companies and some of our partners were banks. Then in banks were more advanced in use of digital technology than the insurance market. Then we are looking for the much more information about this technology because we saw some transformations in bank marketing and apps and some insurtechs and fintechs in Brazil.
Okay, so the API architecture was already catching on in Brazil, but it was still fairly limited. So we know that banks and some other industries were using APIs. Yeah. Where do you stand relative to other insurance companies as a company that uses APIs?
Yeah, we are much more ahead than because some of companies has so legacy systems, then they need another company to invest and provide APIs for these companies. In Icatu, we built our APIs. We also use APIs of others, of some new technology company, APIs that provide some information about the client, but the core of the business is produced in-house. The others insurance in Brazil, in our market of life insurance, pension, and capitalization, don't have this technology applied, and then they are very delayed on this.
So that makes that a very important differentiator for you in the Brazilian market.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. We are now very close to digital distributors like investment companies and fintechs that provide some services to customers, and fintechs that are fighting against banks, big banks, then chose us to sell insurance products together in the app or in the website.
I have another question that's a little more technical, perhaps. What type of APIs do they publish? I think they means Icatu. Is it an open API market or private? And
it's a private. It's a private because we use Microsoft technology, both API portal and cloud service. The API is still closed for our partners, but we only we want to control the access in the beginning. But if a partner or a fintech or insurtech can use our APIs to deliver something for this marketing with our products, they subscribe, send an email that in our APIs portal that have this information. They send an email, we approve, and after this, they are able to use our sandbox, but only if the company is a partner, a formal partner of Icatu, they can use the production product, the production portal.
Okay, one other question for you. Do you plan to go back to InsurTech Connect?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, what does the show mean?
We want to come back, and Icatu after this last we go 2017, 18, 19, and we have a consultant in for our company. This is Mr. Caribou of the InsurTech Connect. We bring them, and now earlier we have a video conference with him to talk about marketing and opportunities that this new normal will bring to us.
Very good. That's Caribou Honig you're talking about. Yeah. Well, we all know him from being on the stage. Well, Eduardo, it's been a great pleasure speaking with you. I've really enjoyed this conversation and our previous conversation. It's just very inspiring to hear the work that you've done and how it's been such a great collaboration between you and the senior leadership, and also with all the people in the trenches, as it were, doing the work. And it's inspiring to see this level of collaboration and the important business gains that can come from it. So congratulations again.
Thank you, and I'm glad to can share this experience with all attendees and you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jose.
Thank you.
So I guess we're moving to conclude our session now, and on the hour we will be talking with Eduardo Rojas of Grupo Universal.